It's Tuesday. I made a green blueberry smoothie. It made 4 servings, so I have those all jarred up, ready to be stored in the fridge. I can eat them later. And then with the rest of the broccoli, it's baby broccoli that I had, I've got that all cut up, ready to go for vegetables for tonight. Dun dun dun. Alright, done with my video for today. I made a green blueberry smoothie, which I'm still drinking for my breakfast. Decided that before I move on with editing or scrolling through videos at my computer, I will do some shredding, because this has been on the list for like 2 weeks. So I have a pile from my mom that we just got this last weekend. This is our pile. Bigger than usual, only because, I don't know I like to save my bills for a year, just in case. Because there was more of a chance in the old days that bills didn't get paid and they would come at you and say, hey, you didn't pay? And I'd be like, yeah, I did, and here I've got the proof that I write on my bills whether I pay by credit card or, well, a check number, or online. And then you see I have this lovely plant here, which I hung up yesterday. So I was moving plants on the table, I think, to do finishing my weekly update at the table, and I had to move stuff around so it doesn't look so full. But, yeah, my one spider plant that I have that is super tiny, I don't even know if it's ever been on camera. Can I hold it up and have nothing fall? Yeah, this plant I got from my mother-in-law. Mandy got it. And it's tiny and it's in a small pot. I think it really needs to be in a bigger pot. But it does keep growing, and it has shot out a couple of these spikes. I think even, there it goes. Even once I, chopped off one of these, and I did, because I have a tiny spider plant in there trying to grow. And even though I put it in water and rooted it, it's not really growing well in the pot yet. So I want to do that with these. I want to take all of these off of here and try to root them and see if I can make more plants and get rid of all this going on, because otherwise it's just crawling along the table and just being in the way. Is that going to be able to stay there anymore? No. Did I ruin it? Oh, don't ruin my orchid. My orchid is still nicely blooming. I'm waiting for that to be done at some point. But in any case, so yeah, I have all this plant stuff to do. I suppose I should move it anyways if I'm gonna shred. It's gonna be in my way. So we'll just plop it over my other plants for the moment. Yeah, so yesterday I took off even one of those, and I put them in water to see if I can root them, see what I can do. I've watched videos on it, and all their plants go really great gonzo. They have lots of roots and they're fluffy, and mine not so much yet. And then I had these two plants on the floor that were my mom's that need work. This one has some type of other vines growing in it that must have been in the dirt when I planted it and stuff, because I have no idea what that is. But it's very viney without a whole lot of leaves on it. It's just a lot of stem, so I want to cut that back. And then this other plant, this one was her big beautiful plant. It was so bushy and full and healthy and wonderful. And then I think one of the weeks when I watered it, I didn't water enough, and I didn't hit one of the roots, because I think there's like 2 plant sets in there. That's what I usually do. I put 2 to 3 in there, and I wrap them around. And I think I missed the roots on part of that plant, and so like half of it died. So same. I need to work on those. And on, what was it? Saturday I got the plants. Saturday I was just tired. Saturday I was like existing. I had no energy to do it. I kept waiting, how you wait for that second wind to kick in. I was waiting for the first wind to kick in, and it wasn't happening. So it was just kind of a lay low day. And then Sunday was a little better. Sunday too, I just felt, I know I talked with Cassie in the morning, and then in the afternoon too, it was like, I made spaghetti for dinner that night, and we gave Mom a plate of that. So I had a couple hours of, again, it was just kind of being there. I did the spaghetti. And then it had to be yesterday, Monday, I had like another bit of a stomachache again. Very mild, but I was just getting little pinches. I know that I'm going like, okay, what? I had spaghetti. I've eaten that before. That's fine. For breakfast, I had a bagel with some cream cheese, or no, a English muffin with some cream cheese. I've had that before. It's been fine. I think that was all I ate until dinner, because again, I ate late by the time I get up and exercise. Again, that usually takes, I do my good morning posts. I do a little bit of, probably a little bit of either scrolling or posting. If I forgot to post a video on my Instagram or something, then I make sure I get that done. But usually by 10 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to exercise. So I exercise from 10 to 11. And then it's like, okay, then prepare breakfast or whatever. Like today I videotaped. So it's stuff like that where my day is just, you know, just seems to run later type of thing. And then Wayne's home by 5-ish. So then it's kind of like, okay, what are we doing? We ended up finishing the Only Murders in the Building. We finished the 4th season. And we thought that there had been 5 seasons already recorded. So we were like, okay, let's start the next one. Let's go. And there's not a season 5 yet. So a little sad about that. I did see that they did just start filming now in March, and it will be ready in October. So we will have to wait. But there too, then I think they also only release one a week for a while. So we'll have to watch it piecemeal. Can't just sit down and watch, you know, 4 episodes at a time or whatever. But anyways, so that's what's going on today. I will finish the shredding, and then I will get to editing some more videos. I've got 2 that I need to work on. So, as I said, always something. But I know this is going to, my bag is probably already full. I've got my garbage bag ready. So this is going to have to be emptied and then fill it anew, and then we'll see when we have time to work on the plants. Probably not today. I still was going to go through and dust the leaves too. I was dusting the plant over there as the dust was flying again. And I know I mentioned that probably a week or 2 ago. That, it's another thing on the list. I make my lists, right? Gotta check off of something every day. Like I said, I try to do something a little bit of housewives, and then I do my editing, and that's what I consider my job for the moment. It's not completely paying the bills, paying, you know, 1 week's of groceries, but, you know, it's still fun. I like it. So, one of these days, we'll get up there. But anyways, shredding time. Oof, alrighty. It's been over an hour, and I'm gonna be done for the day. I want to go take my walk. It's after 2 o'clock. I still have Mom's pile to mostly go through. I got through a little bit, but got through all our pile. But that's the way it goes. That's what I figured. It takes time. When I don't know if I finished that story, as I save all my bills and all that usually for the year, and then January, February, sometimes March. At the end of February, I go through then all of my folders with all my bills in there, and then take them all out, and hence then I get a big pile that needs to be shredded. But then again too, then I just, you know, have a day like this where I do lots of shredding, as opposed to trying to shred a little bit here and there. The shredder gets warm when it's plugged in, so I always unplug it in between sessions and all that too, so I have to crawl under the table and, you know, plug it in and unplug it and all that good stuff. So, again, that's alright. Gives me, yeah, oh, my house something to do tomorrow. Like I need things to do, but anyways, time for a walk. So here's where they cleared away the tree. Thought I wanted to come take a walk over here and see what I see. I drove by the other day, and at one point they had all the trees kind of, my finger maybe like back here, they had them piled up. And then the next day that I came, they had them all shredded up. So now they've got them all laid out. So there are a bunch of the white markers, you know, the sticks with the white little flags on them. So I don't know if they're going to develop this lot for a house, or if they're doing something to try to make it go all the way through to the other side. There's one green flag, but there aren't any signs up here of saying like for sale and sold and any of that. But we do have some other new houses down at the end of the street, so I don't know. You always know when the weather is warming up, when you have these red bushes that start just turning really red again. In between those red bushes and then the weeping willow trees. They're the other ones that they start yellowing up, getting their leaves going, getting ready to spring into action, get ready. They don't bloom per se. But anyways, I know when I drive different places I see the willow trees, and I can always tell they get a little bit of color to them. It's like, oh, must have had a couple warm days. So that's the other one, the red bush and then the weeping willow tree. See the kind of goofy weather we're going to have this week. Got rain right now. A little bit of thunder. So you can see the rain out that way. But it's been thundering. It started pouring just a little while ago. We're supposed to get snow later tonight. So we'll see if that happens. Well, there we go. 9 p.m. And it's snowing. It's snowing enough, the ground is covered. Silly weather. Happy Thursday! Woo! So, we had our all day of rain yesterday, which turned into snow. Now today it's sunny. But in the 30s. Cold, but I figured out, sun's out. Gotta get the walk in. So let's go. It sparkles so pretty in the sunshine. So if there's any truth to that, it snows 3 times on the Robin, then it's already snowed twice. So we shall see if we get one more bout of snow. I do believe yesterday I saw in the forecast that it is supposed to snow again this weekend. So there you go. We shall see what happens this week. Weather in Wisconsin. Radio killed the radio star. There I am. It's just enough glare on the screen that sometimes I can't tell if I'm going or not. Anyways, happy Friday. Woo! It's sunny out. It's windy. So again, hopefully it won't be too windy on here. Yeah, getting my walk in. Had a slower day today. Feel more tired. I've been setting my alarm for like 8:15 in the morning these days to try to get myself up earlier. If I wake up earlier than that, then I would get up. Haha. But by 8:15 I turn off my alarm and then I kind of roll around for 15 minutes, usually out of bed by 8:30. So did that this morning, and next thing I knew my phone alarm was going off again, and I'm like, oh, must be 8:15. I go to turn off my alarm and it's my 9 a.m. alarm to take my antibiotic. I was like, oh shoot. I obviously fell right back to sleep, and I was having dreams. Goofy dreams. I typed up dream to my daughter. It was all about Cassie and having a bunch of fish in fish tanks. I was like, oh man, it means whenever you go, you know, on an overnight trip or anything, I have to take care of these fish. So, goofy dream. But that's usually me. I usually have goofy dreams. If I remember. Oh, hey, there's a robin on this side. Yay! Maybe one of the friends finally came. I've only seen a robin on the other side of my complex. I'm like, where are all your friends? Where is everybody? Did they not come up yet? But yeah, I looked at the forecast this morning. It is supposed to, we get a chance of snow on, I think it's Monday. So again, we shall see. Ooh, lots of wind. Yeah. So anyways, I just did computer type work yesterday. I still have so much to do. All these things piled up. Like I said, I haven't gotten to the plants yet. I haven't finished the shredding. Although I did work on some of the shredding documents a couple days ago, where I could block the wind or not. My arm on there. For prescriptions that you get, like my mom has a bunch of those. Those are the sheets that I got from her. That half the prescription has your information on it, and half the prescription sheet is all about the drug and its side effects and whatever. So I'm like, well, I don't need to shred all the information part. I just need the person part. So backwards. Yeah, so I separated a bunch of those. Those are pretty much ready to go. There's more. So maybe today I'll get to that. That could be my one little house thing to do. I've got a bunch of papers on the desk that need going through also. I was going to juice this week. Haven't gotten to that. So I hope my cucumbers are still good. Whee! Maybe we'll get to that. I was also going to videotape today. I was going to do a soup recipe. I'm not feeling it. So same. We'll see if I get to that, or maybe tomorrow I can do that on Saturday. But it is just me and Wayne, will nicely be quiet if when I do my videotaping. So anyways, I think I'm going to walk and see if this wind dies down and I'll pick it back up. Otherwise, maybe back in the house. Oh, there we go. It was too windy outside, so I didn't finish recording. I figured I'd finish inside. Have all my friends behind me. Oh, these are all stuffed animals that the girls, well, the main ones on the couch, so the big ones are stuffed animals that the girls have gotten from Grandpa Wayne over Christmas. And the other two are, that's a side duck that Cassie got for Mandy for a welcome home gift for when she comes home from Korea. And then that one is another pillow. Oh, I don't remember if it has a name. That one Mandy got for Christmas from her friends gathering, for Friendsgiving. But anyways, they're all here keeping me company. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, as I was saying, slower day today. Waking up at 9 o'clock, the alarm goes off. It was like, woof, jump out of bed. All right, come down here. Get the antibiotic in me, get some food in me. For that. So then, of course, I wasn't too hungry for breakfast. I had some package of peanut butter Ritz sitting by the computer that I had. One of the first nights I had the antibiotic because we had already eaten dinner early. And I'm like, well, I need to take one at 9 p.m. also. So I'm like, I had a little snack, and that was really good. So then I put a package by the computer the next day, and then I didn't eat them. We had dinner late or something. I had enough food in my system or whatever it was. So they were still there, and I'm like, all right, let's have a couple crackers, have my food. Talked with Cassie, chatted with her. Pretty much almost been doing that probably 3 or 4 of the mornings. These last 5, I chat with her for an hour. So instead of having her come home from work and sit on the couch and chat with me for an hour, I'm just typing away to her on the computer. We're having a chat. She put some pictures in chat of her shopping haul that she went to, a few things that she bought. Over there, one of the big things is they have a lot of the photo booths. And so they do what's called a 4-cut. So it's the 4 pictures in a row. You get a one photo. I guess it's a photo. So it's like that, inch by 4 or 5 inches type of thing. So it's got the 4 pictures on there. So she bought a photo album that she's able to put those in. And she bought some stickers and a sticker album and a little trinket of this, I think it's like a whale. Something that she likes. So she got that, got some snacks. So that was all very nice. So of course I had questions on some of the things. I'm like, okay, is the trinket just like something that would sit on the shelf, just a little figurine, or is it something that has like a chain on it that you could wear on your belt loop? Because she had bought one of those. She bought a little stuffed animal otter. I showed those, I think, in the last video where she was at the temple, and she had this little otter, a little hook chain on her belt loop. But this was just a little trinket, so she showed that, and then I asked her about, she had also gone for food, and there were a couple plates of food and drink, so I was like, okay, because she's like, guess which one's mine? I'm like, will it be the cake? It's cake and a cranberry drink, pomegranate drink she had. So things like that. So I still was, Wayne was all like, ooh, nice, you labeled the photo, you put all descriptions in there, so, save mom 20 questions. And I was like, oh, you underestimate me. I still have 20 questions. So I asked her a bunch of things. So we chatted all about that, besides other videos that she wants me to watch. She sent me a playlist of videos. There's 29 videos in this playlist that she wants me to watch over some time. I'm like, okay, we'll fit that in. And then in the meantime, we're also seeing other videos. I'm like, oh, wait, have you seen this video? Because of a group that I know she likes, or a guy. When there's this one group called NCT that has 17 members, and they break it off. So there's, I'm blanking at the moment. There's like NCT 127 or something, and then just NCT, and then something else. So there's like 3 different groups. So some of the members, like all the members are in the one group, but then there's one group that only has like 10 members, and there's one group that has like so many members. But there's the one guy who is somewhat American, and so of course we always find him, Mark Lee. We can always pretty much pick him out from the group. We try to identify a bunch of the members. The girls keep getting me to know the names. Like, come on, Mom. Here's a test. Who are these members? What are their names? I'm like, oh, good Lord. So yeah, I've got one member down from that group. I know some of their songs. I can recognize the songs. It's from that group, but the members,
So anyways, there's, yeah, one of those guys has put out some songs. So I was like, oh, hey, did you see this video? Did you see that? Oh, yeah, we saw, I saw that one. I'm like, okay. So I did that. So I did not exercise this morning because that took a while. Yesterday, Cassie and I were doing something online too there too. It took like an hour. It was kind of okay to take that time. But yesterday I did exercise. I didn't want to in the morning. I was like, ugh, but I'm like, you know what? I'd put my exercise clothes on because I'm like, at least there too. That's kind of part of the thing. I have my exercise clothes laid out. So that if I put them on in the morning, then usually then I'll throw a video on and I'll do something. So yesterday too, it was like, all right, I just want to do something short. So I think I did a 20-minute video. And that was good. I felt good afterwards. And today I grabbed my regular clothes and I was like, oh yeah, I should put my exercise clothes. I don't feel like it. I'm like, whatever, maybe I'll exercise in what I'm wearing. Otherwise, it is what it is. I'll just, forget that shit. So I took my walk. I got that in at least. Get a little bit of something. And like I said, I will probably do some shredding and then I will sit at the computer. I have 2 videos still to get to edit. I said I was going to make some soup today. That may happen tomorrow. Yeah, do my juicing. What else did I do? I made my list I figured, well, for today and tomorrow. It's not all going to get done today. So for the weekend, I have lots of things on there that I'm like, all right, again, I'll methodically go through. I think I did that on Monday. I just kind of went down the line of the list. I'm like, okay, get that one done, get that one done, get that one done. So that's about the point I'm coming to where I have lots of things I want to do. Had a call the other day also from a cousin. I used to do genealogy back in the day. I'm trying to think. Did I start that in 2000? I think I may have. I was pregnant with Mandy and I stopped work. And at that point in time, somehow, either I started going through photos or I'm trying to think of how. I had to have gotten these photos beforehand. They were from my dad's side of the family. So my grandma and grandpa and all that. So mom and dad were staying here in the summer for a couple months and stuff like that. And so I had all these photos. I'm like, hey, maybe that was part of, doing some cleaning out or I found them or whatever. I'm like, while you're here, let's go through these and see if you know who these people are. Because I think part of, that and or before that, I learned that, labeling photos is a good thing because years go by and you're like, who are these people? Who is this? And, or relatives or whatnot. Or, I find a photo and look at it, I'm like, who are these people? So I went through a whole bunch of photos and had dad help figure out who the relatives were, and probably mom helped figure out. And then I think I scanned them. I think we had I probably have the same scanner. I love my scanner. Scan them into the computer. And then I have files. So I have a whole genealogy folder and then I have like everybody's name and then I have a bunch of these photos now are in those folders. And then because if we were doing that, then my mom, still wanted to figure out some of her family history and all that too. So we signed up for Ancestry.com and I made a family tree and I have all this information out there. And I think with that too, because of that, I think I also got one of my other cousins kind of into the genealogy, but she's kind of done more on her husband's side of the family. But we also have another cousin that is Mormon, and the Mormons are really big into genealogy. And he had a lot of information, so he gave us some stuff. And I haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know, 10 years ago or 12, I don't know, a long time ago. He gave us some information on some stuff that I was going to try to get into the computer or scan or even just for me to have. I have that somewhere. I have to find it. But in any case, because of the ancestry, because I don't have my account anymore, but I can, there's still some free access that you can do or whatever. I think I can access my family tree. But I get emails from them. And they're all like, especially now because of all that, the DNA testing type stuff where you could do the, whatever, like the spit in the tube and get your where you're from, your kind of your DNA type stuff of, you're, partly this and partly that. And so when they find like a match or a partial match, they're like, hey, or this person may match up with you. So I get those emails of that. And then if somebody puts a message in your tree, you get that message. And so I had gotten one from this cousin a while ago. I'd gotten one the other day from probably somebody else. And so I went into Ancestry and looked at my messages. And I had one from this cousin, I think 2 times. And the last one was January. I'm like, oh yeah, how about that? This is March. I'm like, I told mom about it. No, I forgot to tell her about it. I was going to. And anyways, I got a phone call from this guy. He found me. Let's go to bed. And it was nice to talk to him. So he was like, you know, you're really excited. You got a real pep in your voice. You sound so young. I'm like, well, yeah, I like the genealogy stuff too. It's exciting to me. And as I even saw that, I thought too, I'm like, oh, that'd be nice to get back into that. And, you know, my daughters are like, Mom, you got too much on your plate already. I'm like, I know. But we'll see. I'm like, I'm kind of the keeper of the genealogy of the family. I have a bunch of 2-inch binders that for each family name. And some even subfolders. Like I have my own binder. Like Wayne's got his own binder. I've got a binder for Mandy and Cassie. In fact, I think I've got 2 binders on each of us because of information that I have. And in any case, yeah, so he called and he said he's got some more information. I was wondering if I had anything and maybe we could meet up sometime and things like that. And then he was asking if Mom was still alive, and I said yep. And so I said I would have her call you, and so they did. I haven't talked to her yet to figure out what they all talked about though, but that was kind of neat. Brought all that back up too of yeah, the genealogy stuff. It was something fun, but that takes time. It was fun to get into it as I was starting to get into it, and Wayne was starting to get into it, and found some of his family information too. So one of these days, you know. Anyways, I don't even know why I brought that up. I guess just another something that happened this week that you know, too, took some time, and that was fun. But I should stop recording and get back into checking off my list. I have a video going up. Oh, it's already up because it's already 12:40. I had a video post at noon today on some ostomy bags. That one too took a couple weeks worth of videotaping, probably a month's worth, as you know, as I change out different bags and get the information on the different stuff, and then to be able to combine it all. That one took me 7 hours to edit. So that was one of my days this week. So sometimes they take some time, but I thought it turned out pretty well. I liked how that video came out. In any case, like I said, I've got 2 more to go and other things. So time to go. I hope you're having a good day. And I will check in. I don't have any real plans for tomorrow or Sunday. Regular house cleaning type stuff, but we'll see what's going on. I will let you know, give you the update. Gotta love cutting up beets. Makes you red. All right, getting to my juicing. Get to cross that off my list. So my cucumbers were still good. My lemon was good. My beets were good, but I thought that was an orange, and I just cut it open and it looks like it's a grapefruit. So that's interesting. Don't usually care for grapefruits, but if it's juicing, it's going to have all those other flavors in there. It should be fine. And the other thing, my celery went bad. So I'm looking over my recipes and seeing what I can make with the ingredients I have. Oh, this will be fun. Dun, dun, dun. Juicing done. Check. I had so much. I just decided to pretty much just juice everything. I did one separate juice. Oh, where is it? I did one separate one that I drank, and then I thought, you know, I'm just gonna juice everything and we'll see what it tastes like. So it was too much for my my little container here, so I found a big container and I put it all in there. So that's good because this would taste better cold anyway. So I'll just put that in the fridge. Now time to wash dishes so I can wash all this up, and I've got a few other dishes. And then maybe get to shredding, and by then Wayne will be home and it'll be time for dinner. I found some lead for my mechanical pencil. I ran out of that yesterday. And I was like, oh, where do I have it? Could be 2 places. And the first one I checked is where it was. So yay, happy about that. Although it's a 5-point lead and I have a 7-point pencil. So I mean, it does fit. But when I'm like pressing to let the lead out, it's kind of like will slide way out. So I have to kind of goof around with it to make it stay at the right place so I can use it. But that's okay. It's another thing. Oh, those 25 items checked off the list. Woo! Okay, shredding is all done. I'm gonna see what I can do with this plant. I still have some energy. Woo, look at that. 6:30 on a Sunday night. Probably because I've had a couple hours of rest watching Maggie from Let's Talk IBD. She had a baby shower today, so that was fun. But anyways, see what I can do with this plant. See how much you can see on screen.
I salvaged a few branches, put them in water. We'll see how many of these root, how many of these will I'll be able to replant, and we'll go from there. But step number one, I'll do this other plant later. Seems to be doing okay now that it's here and I'm watering it more or whatever, but I still don't know why all these leaves have all these brown spots on them. So a lot of these do too. I threw away some of them that I'm not going to root, but some of these leaves have all the brown spots. I have no idea why. But anyways, plant one done. All right, end of the week wrap up. Things went well. I got 21 of the 25 things checked off my list, so yay. That was a pleasant surprise. Didn't think that was gonna happen. It's been just kind of a low energy type of week. I've just been kind of like existing, feeling kind of blah. And maybe part of that is just because I kept thinking I had so many things I wanted to get done. So as per usual, what I do daily anyways, write my list and then kind of methodically start going through and checking things off. So I got a lot done, so that was good. A few of the things I should be able to get done within the next day or two too. Some of them was working on videos, things like that. But part of it, I have my plants done, so I got that behind me, and see how that's gonna go. Figured I'd put my orchid in the video again, just because it's starting to die off. The flowers are starting to go. I think I've got one back here. Let's see, will it fall off right now or no? Not just yet. But have to enjoy that while it's still around. But anyways, yeah, got that done. Saturday morning, part of it Saturday morning, Saturday morning for me, which was Saturday evening for the girls. I had asked them, so, what did you do? And for the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of like, so are you and Mandy getting together? Are you and Mandy getting together? Are you going to go do something fun? Are you going to, And so a couple days ago, I think I asked again, you and Mandy going to do something this weekend? And she's like, Mom, we can go, for time without seeing each other. And I said, well, yeah, I know, but you didn't see each other last weekend. I go, and next weekend you've got something going on. And so this weekend was kind of like a weekend you both had available that maybe you could do something. So I figured, all right, I was going to let it go. I didn't say anything Friday, like, oh, what are you going to do tomorrow? Whatever. I didn't say anything. Well, Saturday morning. So then I was like, well, so what'd you do? Just, whatever. She could have just went shopping. She could have went to McDonald's, whatever. And she said, a lot. And then she proceeded to upload 100 photos or so that she and Mandy had gotten together, and they went to a couple coffee shops. They do this birthday thing over there for like the K-pop members and things. What else did they say? They saw one of the League of Legends guys also that Mandy likes. There's a big poster for him. But they went to the couple coffee shops and they got to see pictures of some guys that they like, and then get some swag. So they got their little coffee cups that that have the pictures on them. At one of the places, Cassie bought a magnet that had, I guess it was a ferret. It was a white ferret that was like wearing a robe and a hat, and so like a painting or whatever. So that was cute. That, and then there was a picture of her on this. There's a life-size penguin, I believe it was. So people walking around in costume, and so she got her picture taken with the penguin. And then they went to a different city, and they went to this mall. I guess they went to an aquarium, but I guess the aquarium is inside the mall. So they spent about an hour in the aquarium. She took lots of pictures. Some of them were really cute. A stingray with, its face. So you get the bottom of it, and you just get to see its little face and all that. It was so cute. She took a couple videos too. I think video maybe of the stingray. There's a video of an octopus moving around. That was kind of cool. And the jellyfish were just like electric. They were like really super lit up. That was kind of neat. I don't know if they had special lights on them or if it was just them, so that was kind of neat. Some turtles, some frogs, lots of fish. And then I guess they spent an hour walking around the mall. And one of the things in this mall, I think she said there's another mall that has this too. I didn't realize there was two of them. I only know of one. I have seen this in some of the videos from some of the K-pop groups where there is this library. and I didn't remember if it was a library or a bookstore, but it's like this super huge library. I don't know, 2-3 stories. Like you're in a mall, and it goes up like 2-3 stories, and you just see this, you know, the rounded corner of like all these books, and it's like how do you get up there? How do you get those books? So she saw that, and then yeah, I had a picture of that in there too, so that was cool. So I don't know, so later, you know, Saturday to take a shower, both Wayne and I both said at that point in time, even, it was like, oh, our hearts are full that our daughters got together, they had a really good time together, they, you know, did some sightseeing, and that was really nice. And so then I'm in the shower, and I'm like, you know, soaping up, rinsing up, and I'm like, wow, I feel like my normal self again. I feel happy. I'm like, oh, maybe it had to do with those pictures. It just kind of filled my heart, and then I started crying. So I'm like, oh, my heart is so full, it's coming out my eyes. It's just it filled up and overflowed. So that was very nice. That was, yeah, so it made me happy. Which is all on me. It doesn't have to, they can do what they want and live their lives, but it just makes us happy that, that they can have such good fun together. So then we did normal house cleaning. Came back, I watched, like I mentioned, that Maggie from Let's Talk IBD had a little baby shower. So that was very cute too, that she had, I think she said like over 60 gifts, 60 packages or something and all that. And then sometimes in some of the packages there were multiple gifts and all that people, her community has sent her. So that was very neat to see. That was heartwarming and happiness. And so that was kind of, you know, rested and kind of recouped that way also. And then I had energy after that finally. It was like, as Wayne was saying too, he's like, God, I'm waiting for like first wind to kick in again, even though he'd already done so much again that morning. And for me it was kind of like, yeah, I finally feel energized myself. And you know, after that did the dishes and worked on my plant, and I did something after that too. But yeah, it was nice to have had the energy. And then Sunday morning we actually talked to the girls. They were both up for a chat, so we got to see both of them online again too, which was nice, because last week Mandy was too tired. She was sleepy, so we got to talk to them and then hear about their little trip the day before and what they all enjoyed, how it was. They had good weather for it, which was awesome also, that it was sunny and nice. I don't think even either of them had a coat on. I think they were just wearing like a sweater, a sweatshirt. Maybe Mandy had a coat with her. But Cassie said that the library was unimpressive, that she thought it would be bigger. And so I thought, wow, I thought in reality that being in person and being there, it would be even more amazing, because you're seeing it, you know, with your own eyes, and it's so big. And she was like, yeah, no. And I think she mentioned that there might be a bigger one in Seoul. So again, that surprises me, like I said, that there are two of them. I thought there was only one, but we'll see. We'll see if she goes to that one. I know she can maybe kind of got her fill with, okay, she saw one like that, so she doesn't feel the need to see the other one, but maybe if she's there and, you know, is in the area, wants to go check it out. What else? They had fun at the aquarium. They enjoyed seeing the animals. They liked going to the coffee shops and seeing all that stuff too, so that was good. It was a long ride out there. Cassie got kind of messed up with the buses, trying to figure out her way of getting there. Somehow Mandy went ahead going there. I don't know why they didn't meet up and go together. Maybe because of how the buses ran or whatever, because Mandy is like a half an hour away from Cassie. So they met up in Hongdae. But where Cassie was supposed to catch the bus, over there the bus systems they don't allow standing on certain buses. I guess there's a city bus and a local bus or something, or a town bus or something. I don't know. One of the buses, they don't allow you to stand. Excuse me. So if the bus is full and the seats are all full, even if you're waiting at the bus stop, it won't stop for you. It just keeps going. And so she had one bus just go and a second bus just go. And she's just like, okay, they go and run every like 5 minutes. There's somebody coming by, but she's kind of like, all right, I don't know how long it's going to take before a bus would actually stop, because if there's not an open seat and it's a Saturday, and like if everybody's going out somewhere, you know, to a different city or going wherever. So she looked up a different option, and I think she caught a different bus and made it to the subway, and then was trying to figure out the subway and how to take it, and where her map was telling her, and you have to use your travel card to get even into the subway area. So she had to use her travel card to get in, and then she was looking at the subways and looking at the maps, and she goes, I think I need to go the opposite way. She goes, how do I get to the other platform to go the other way? And then had to use her card to get back out. Because they may charge you for how many either stops you take or something. So she may or may not be charged. But she went up the stairs and she went down to, a different area, another door or something. And she went in that one and, put her travel card on the scanner and got in. And then she realized she was on the same platform. She was just down a little further, so she had to get back out. And then she finally found another area to get back in, and then she was on the right subway. But she was like, well, okay, this was good to know too, because I think it's this next Saturday. See, the next Saturday or the one after that, she's supposed to go to Seoul, and she has to go to a concert for one of her classes. And so she's kind of like, all right, at least I kind of have a heads up now of what I need to do. So she was okay with that. Other than that, Mandy's class, for her teaching, they're okay. The morning class is still a little difficult. Afternoon classes are okay, same, a little difficult. One of the classes kind of really doesn't know the English, and they don't, not that they're not trying, so they're just not getting it. So it's hard for her to try to figure out how to get them to get it. One afternoon class is still doing well, but she has 3 or 4 afternoon classes. So there too, it's hard when you only also see them like, twice a week or something, that to try to teach them and have them catch on. As opposed to the morning classes 5 days a week. So that's all right. And Cassie, her classes are all going well, except for Korean's a little rough for her yet. She's still trying to figure out the way the teacher's teaching. And she started taking pictures of the slides in the class because this teacher doesn't put them online. I asked her to go ask the teacher to do that, and she's just kind of like, eh. I'm like, all right, well. She has her first quiz coming up this week. So she'll know after that either how much more help she's going to need in this class, if she can talk to the teacher or what. I mentioned again getting a tutor or whatever. She goes, I don't know how they could tutor me on this, but it's just a matter of almost like vocabulary. Like she just feels she doesn't have enough vocabulary to be at this level in this class. So other than that, yay, they're having fun. They're doing well. So that's good. And things are going well here. So it's a new week. Not much going on. It's birthday week. Both my mom's and my husband's birthdays are this week. So got to figure out a cake for that and have a little celebration. That's those plans. But that's it for this. Had rain again last night. We're supposed to have had snow. It's a rain possibility of snow. So it's again a goofy week with the different snow. I thought, well, if it is our third snow, it'll be our third snow on the robin. We should be done with it. But we had, a lot of just rain. A lot of rain last night, only one big thunder. I thought there'd be more. Woke up this morning, still no snow out there or anything. Lots of wind. Very, very windy. We had big wind gusts last night and windy today, so. I guess that's all we've got going on in my area. I had seen my cousin had more snow up north. No, she was actually out west. She's west of me in the same state. They had snow, and we didn't. Yesterday or something like that, I think it was. So that's why I thought, I'm like, oh, maybe we would get some last night, but no. And I know storms are going through the south again, so I'll keep my prayers out for all those guys, and hope everybody's staying safe, and that the storms will just be gentle and just kind of do their thing and be done, and everybody's gonna do okay. So prayers out to you, light and love, healing energy. I hope you're all doing well, and you guys keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye bye.